It's going. All right. Hey, guys, I'm here with Sean and Sudeth. Make sure I say it right. Sean Sudeth. He says he's an overpaid appointment setter, but reality is this man has owned 3 businesses, flipped 3 businesses, and he's worked with and scaled some large companies, and he's dealt with over 500 clients altogether or more.
We stopped counting at 600 3 years ago. That's just what our Bright Local account says, so that's why we put that number.
I understand. We've had a bunch of like one-offs. In 6 years, we've had almost 5,000, but reoccurring. Ooh. I've not ever hit that 500 mark. I actually have it on one of my goals. You're probably going to tell me you're stupid for doing it. But crazy, that is one of our goals, is to hit that. So crazy. But yeah, we got big goals and stuff. So what are you up to, especially with this AI? Everybody's into AI. Everybody's AI agencies now and stuff like that. So just tell me a little bit about you. I mean, I know I interviewed you before, but what are you doing now that's different? Because I know you probably changed things radically.
Yeah, let's talk about 6 months ago to today, because there's even been radical changes there. In the past 6 months, we've been working on the basics of what Google wants, and it's changed more. Out of 20 years of doing this, it's changed more in the past year, or probably the last 2 years, than it has the rest of them combined, which for a lot of SEOs, that's a bad thing. But for anyone who's willing to flex a little bit, it's a great thing. And we created a plan in 2023 that a lot of my students are still doing today. I don't take on new students or anything. They're just old students who stuck around. But we created a plan in 2023 that works better now than ever. And all it is relevance, relevance, relevance. And a little bit of what you guys were talking about is part of the relevance. It's not just on the website. It's what does the internet say about you? What does everyone say about you? And that's what we really focused on for the last SEO agency, was all about high-end SEO. And it was a while since I had done that. We started it, and then I got an offer. I was like, yeah, I'll put out some feelers, and it's just an asset sale. So it technically wasn't a full-on company sale. It was an asset sale, but still nice EBITDA. And I'm like, all right, cool.
Really good. Yeah, I mean, because we were considering, it's like when I ran Rank Fortress, we just shut it down. And we moved to Manila. So that's why we started Wolf Forge. But we went from 80-something staff to 14. So, and I'm not looking to get 80-something staff again, because it is a little bit nuts. But so when you say relevance, I know what I mean. Can you tell the people what you mean by relevance? Telling Google, because in my mind, I'm like, SEOs for me overcomplicate SEO.
Yes.
They try to, let's say, about semantics and semantic webs and all this other stuff. And for me, Google pretty much tells you what they want. But when you say relevance, what do you mean?
At the simplest level is, what is everyone saying about you? Obviously, on page is a little different than off-page relevance, but off-page relevance is, what is the big name saying about you? What is Better Business Bureau? What are the press releases saying about you? And why does it matter? And it matters the most because stuff like AI, Google AI, you put out a crappy press release, it'll do very, very little. You put out a half-decent press release, and all of a sudden you're ranked on top AI SEOs in the world. If you reinforce it with other articles saying similar but different things, as you said, a little bit more of the semantic side. And I don't like to get too deep into the weeds on those kind of details, but if you ultimately reinforce it everywhere, and everywhere is saying something similar, then you're a much higher likelihood that you're going to rank in AI. We actually had a service. We ran it for about, 3 months? First month, we did absolutely amazing of just ranking on AI. We had a network of Google News sites and a bunch of other stuff. We won't go too deep into the weeds. But we're like, all right, we'll take 20 people. Well, 180 people bought.
Yeah, I remember watching you. You were posting the sales and stuff, and I was like, are you going to do this long term and start offering it as a service? Because I'm always looking for stuff to offer to our audience and my clients and stuff too. So,
we
but yeah,
had planned on
we
it,
kind of
but
offer a little bit.
go ahead. Oh, we both went for the coffee instead.
No, we offer something. No, we offer a little bit of something. It's like, for me, it's like I use a lot of the people also ask besides,
Mhm.
for the on page, because for me, I'm like, I go Google, I don't care, roofing, metal roof, how to repair a metal roof, whatever it may be that someone's looking for. And it's like Google gives you all these people also ask questions. And Google's literally telling you this is what your people that are looking for in your niche, in your city, are asking. And so for
Mhm.
me, you should probably do some articles about it, some press releases, some blogs, some backlinks, etc. Maybe some YouTube videos, maybe some shorts. And obviously put them elsewhere and reinforce them with articles or reinforce them with press release or backlinks or higher tier stuff. But ultimately, you want to be seen everywhere. And this is why I told you, it's like, I'm not just concerned with, if you will, being seen on Google. The other thing I talked about the other day was zero click search,
Mhm.
which is, Google is honestly at the point where they're giving information in the AI overviews, etc., where they're literally recommending certain businesses, giving them their information about the business, the phone number about the business, without ever having to go to your website.
Yep.
And for some people, it's scary, but for me, it's kind of been like, well, if you just, do
Answer
your
the question.
job
Yeah.
and answer the questions, you might actually be in them things. But and it's, for me, it's not as hard as, I mean, you could, when the good old black hat days where you just spam the search engines to death, you could get in there. But it's just changed in that sense.
Mhm.
And most people are not doing it. They're still doing, I still get people trying to sell backlinks, guest posts, all this stuff. For me, that doesn't work. I've tried a lot of them, and it just doesn't work. Now, your network, which is what you had, I know works because I've used networks before like that. So I've never used your network. I'll put it that way. I've used other networks. I even considered building our own network at one point, because it gets more convenient than having to rely on other people a lot of times. But it also gets expensive when you set it up. And I know
Very.
it's not something you can just slap. Like, you had how many websites
I
in your
think
Google network?
I think it was 113 at the very end. We had some get de-indexed just before the test, but roughly 113.
Yeah,
There's a
and
lot.
that's not easy to maintain. That's why we always just use someone else's. It's like, I was considering building like 10 every month. And I was like, it's just not going to be worth it. It's like, let's say I put them all on WordPress. Oh, WordPress is a nightmare. Then the hosting and the domains and the cost and everything else. I was just like, no, I'm not doing that crap. But yeah. So what else have you been up to?
Outside of that, I made a partnership with a very high-end marketing company where ultimately I'm an appointment setter, and that's it. It's a company I had worked with before. We've worked with clients before, and that was the
Yeah.
biggest thing, was I'm soft retiring. So the idea was to
So
partner with
you're
someone
all
great.
retiring. I kind of pulling out. I don't know if I really want to yet. But we'll see.
It's just the fun stuff. So
Yeah.
taking myself out of the day-to-day, like our process, that it simply works 100% of the time. It uses 100% AI, just not for content. There are literally 3 prompts we run, and I can guarantee any company ranks. It's basically, here are
So
all the local links.
you're doing that aspect of it, but you're not in the day-to-day aspect of the business.
Oh, I'm just a strategist at this point. So I gave them the strategy. They said, hey, this is better than ours. I'm like, cool, if you will run this. And they offer everything.
So they basically pay you to do to come up with, you're like the chief SEO guy or the chief strategist, where you tell them this is what rank, and they're paying you only for that So you don't have to be involved in the day-to-day headaches and the teamwork and all that crap.
Correct. I'm more on the YouTube paid ads. I bring people in and I set an appointment. The salesman closes and I make a percentage. It's basically between 20 and 30% for life, as long as they keep the client.
That's awesome. Now that's freaking awesome. I think that's genius. Like, I'm going to sell my agency, soft retire, and make 30%. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I have to show up every once in a while, but it's only for the clients that really like me and not just the overall process. So outside of that, they get with their one person. That one person takes care of them A to Z. So it's a nice setup. They did a really good job. But yeah, outside of
that's
that, not
awesome.
much.
It's like you get to choose who you want to work with versus working with just. So in that sense, I would just say you're a genius, mainly because it's like you get to choose who you want to work with versus who you do not want to work with. You get to show up for certain people versus having to show up for everybody.
Correct.
And you've ran agencies for how long?
About 20 years, 21 years. Yeah. Long time.
So what may, I mean, because everybody kind of is like, people glamorize running an agency, but what are some of the biggest lessons that you learned in those 20 years? What's the easiest thing about running an agency? And then what's the hardest thing that you think of?
The hardest thing, honestly, when you actually get up and running. So once you're up and running, the hardest thing is taking off all the hats. Passing the hats around to other people, for me, was the hardest thing. The company we grew the largest, all we did was Facebook ads. We got to that 7-figure mark, and it was the worst time of my life by far. It was working with real estate agents. We had over 186 agents, and it was just bad. The churn was bad. The keep rate, non-existent. Churn rate was 3 months, and it was just awful. Literally sleepless nights, 80-hour weeks. It wasn't fun.
Why do you think that happened? Why? I mean, out of curiosity, why? I mean, because I know why I've had those times, but why did it happen with you?
I wasn't willing to outsource at the time, so I was doing absolutely everything, all the ads, all the onboarding. Yeah.
And you were wearing all the hats and everything. You were doing everything. How many clients did you have at the time when you were doing that?
Our max was 186. That was our absolute peak. Yeah. It was fun.
I bet it was. I've done a maximum. This is why, and I used to say, well, I know how many clients an SEO can handle. Not everybody's Sean and not everybody's William. You have to come to that realization. But it's like I did SEO. I did a max of 30 by myself.
And for SEO, that's tough. That's tough.
That was mainly because it was just me, and I had one guy that did the web design. And that's before I was doing outsource, and that's when me and my wife first got married. And it was this kind of this way back in the day. I had a company that I used to freelance. It's called Social Media Group, and all I did was SEO, social media management, and that was it. And I got paid pennies, but I had 30 something of them. And it was a decent amount of money for me just living in an apartment at the time. So, but we've had with Rank and Rent at my max, I think I had over 200. We have over 6,000 where people just come in and buy one-off services, but one-off services are not that big of a deal. The monthly reoccurring is where it's a big deal, because then what happens with us, the biggest one is, I don't know if you built your brand this way. Your camera just disappeared, by the way. There you go. My brand was mainly built on me. So my problem with Rank Fortress before, and still kind of the same problem now, but not as much. With Rank Fortress, it was built on me. So everybody wants to talk to me. Everybody wants to see me. Everybody wants an appointment with me. Everybody wants an SEO strategy for me. Therefore, it's not something I can get away with. Second time now with Wolf Forge, now my son is involved.
Nice.
So my son, I'm grooming him to quote unquote take over certain aspects, and my daughter is involved as well. So my plan is to give it to them and train them to do things like he does right now. He mainly handles onboarding. He knows everything for technical SEO, on page, off page, web design, all of it, except for like Google ads, Facebook ads, because we really don't do too much of that. And when we do, I handle it. Because prior to getting an SEO, I actually was involved in Google ads and handled over 1 million. Not as much as you, nowhere near as much as you, but I did a decent amount. And I know it's changed a lot. I've not done a whole lot of Facebook ads. That I've not done a lot of.
We did far less Facebook. Even with the volume we did, we've handled about 12 to 13 million worth of Google ads, only about 3 million worth of Facebook. Even with all those clients, they're all only spending like 600-700. So wasn't that much.
For me, I just tell people, it's like, if you don't have like around, for me, if you ain't got a couple of grand, it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. It's like you can't even test, excuse me, enough to get enough data to see what's going to work and what's not going to work. It's like, if you ain't got it, it's just not worth it for me. So I would rather do, social media or organic marketing. And when I say organic marketing, I'm not even including SEO. And then if you can, doing short form content. Short form content, all that to get your name out, because that's the number one thing. Most people have a problem with. No one knows them. And even you can be a roofer or whatever, it doesn't matter to me. I still think all of them need to do it, but that's just been. But then the problem is, if you, like in your case, you want to exit, you can't exit when your brand is built on you. You might be able to sell the clients and the list, but you're not going to be able to sell the brand, and therefore it's not going to be worth as much. I did have someone approach me about buying Rank Fortress before, and that was the issue. I can buy the clients, but I can't buy your brand.
Asset sale, yep.
And to me, it's just not worth it. Not how much time and effort I put in. I'm not selling it for less than a good chunk in under my terms. But yeah. So, all right, semi-retired, overpaid appointment setter. You got anything else you see in your future, or what do you plan on doing outside of retiring? I mean, and how old are you? I mean, because a lot of people are like, retiring. Why are you retiring? You don't seem like you're that old. Most people want to retire when they're 60s or something like that, and you look like you're probably in your 40s. So I don't think. Why would you be retiring? Have you about had it? You just want to live life? You want to travel?
Well, originally we had set up a retirement plan for 40, where what a soft retirement was to me is ultimately we can change careers, travel, do whatever we want, and not have to worry. With dividends and a retirement fund, well, we got to where we set a number, and it was $135,000 tax free between me and my wife. That was the goal. Yeah. And we hit that number relatively close to that number. Mm-hmm. And then all of our stuff kind of blew up whenever the relationship blew up. So like, all right, cool. I hit my number already then. Yeah. So it's just traveling and things like, I want to focus more on pilot. I want to focus more on more fun things, but I'm still in the industry, just not at the same time. That's where overpaid appointment setter. And we have one other thing called Workhorse Website that we only work with veterans. Yeah. Where we basically give away, and thanks to AI, thank God for AI for this, we basically give away websites for dirt cheap. They just pay hosting just to get veterans up and going. where it's like, hey, dirt cheap, we get this up and going. It takes us under 4 hours to manage a client for an entire year for that particular service.
Yeah, websites, it's like we've stopped. We don't really sell too many. And to be honest with you, it's a lot of times it's like, I know, for instance, there's a guy, you have an AI that can build a good looking website for like under in a day. And you're talking about, I'm not talking about 20 pages. This guy's like 200 plus pages. But it's also, for me, I like a lot of the customization still, and it will build out, if you will, the look and the guts. But for me, I'm still going to go in and change a lot of stuff. So for us, it's kind of like, I really have not gotten into the AI web building type stuff, mainly because we're going to change it anyways. And so that's the main thing. We'll use AI. I'll use AI just to basically leverage my time. That's really about it. It's not, I mean, I'm not really using it to do any, if you will, major tasks yet. I'm one of the few, I think, even with people using AI agents to answer a phone call. For me, the reason I think it's a brilliant idea, I just know people, how they responded. Remember when it first came out and people responded when it said, hey, Sean, press 1 if you want to speak with a representative, press 2 if you want this. People got really fucking pissed off about it, and they didn't like it. And I think a lot of times what's going to happen with the AI, it's the same thing. You can tell me, well, it sounds legitimate, it sounds real. I've heard some of the best, and I can still tell it's AI. I can still tell it's not a human being. It's really good, but it's still not good enough. But that's just me. Maybe I'm old school because I am almost 50. So, but nevertheless.
I don't know if I said I am 37, and I do have a guy who actually sells voicemail AI. Hello. Oh, it's you, thank Jesus. Sorry, my brother just came over.
Okay.
Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, no, I'm 37, and I know a guy who does the AI voice, and he doesn't sell it as AI voice. He sells it as voicemail 3.0.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, after hours and stuff like that, it can still answer questions, but it straight up says like, hey, this is our voicemail. I'm here to answer questions, and if you need an emergency, press 1 now, and we'll connect you with the rep.
See, that I like, but the fact that people will go, they're like, oh, hello, Sean, how may I help you today?
Yeah, and it's all robotic.
They want to act like they're, oh, you want to know about our on-page SEO packages? Well, tell me a little bit about your business. Act like you're having a conversation until I ask you something you ain't going to know. And then it's going to go into some other, crap. People are going to get fed up with it. It's even like, people all the time, how do I stand out in social media today? It's real simple. Don't use AI. Don't use AI images. Don't use AI video. Don't use AI content. Be real, be legit, authentic. Just literally hit record on a phone and post that shit. And generally you'll stick out more than 1,000 other people because it will look legitimate and authentic versus AI. So we'll use AI. I will use AI for AI editing. That's about it for the videos and stuff. Because it just throwing captions in it so fucking simple.
Our biggest use is still the websites, just because we work with Bold Slate, that company. I am affiliated, but I don't own the company. I don't make money when they make money. But we use one of their products. Our base websites are done in about 7 minutes. And that's with fluff content.
How many pages?
About 20 pages.
That's fucking amazing.
There are guys that have just cracked it. So we use that to show the client when they sign up. Then we go back in and we clean up all the content. But it's enough to make the client smile.
To me, like, if I was to use AI for websites, it would be for lead generation.
Definitely can.
That's the main thing. It's like, here's 100 people, build out 100 damn websites and send it to them for free.
He already has that built in, actually, where it does all fake content, but it sends out the base for them, and it does it in like half a second. It's ridiculous how
Like,
many it pops up.
for us to do it, it'd be so, manually, our guys can build about 2 to 3 in about let's say 3 days, which is still decent. But the thing is, it's nowhere near like AI. And Tom's like, I could literally go, here's 100 prospects, all of them need websites, message every one of them. And guarantee you they'll be happy. I guarantee you they'll probably come to you for other services only because you build a free website for them. So that's one thing I consider it using it for, but we just don't have the system set up for it right now. So,
I mean, I'll shoot you a PM over that. That system's already set up and it's dirt cheap.
yeah,
I
I
got you
would
on
love
that.
to. I mean, there's one guy, I think Ribby or whatever. I don't know how to say his name. He's on my friends list, but he has one that he was selling, and called Sonic or something of that nature. But I haven't even looked at it. I just heard about it from another guy because he had messaged me wanting to do websites with us. And then he changed his mind. I was like, well, what happened? And he's like, well, I went to this conference and he saw it and then he bought into it. So now he doesn't have the overload anymore in his web design agency. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, if you could send that over, that'd be amazing and stuff. But so I'll just keep watching you on Facebook and stuff and seeing if you're going to retire or you're coming back in or what. But I know because you were at one point, I was seeing the AI stuff when you were dropping that and ranking people and stuff. And
it was a lot of fun.
yeah, I mean, because a lot of people out there, especially in the SEO world, they'll say they can do it and they get a hack and then they use that hack and then that hack might work for a week or whatever and then it goes away. But I was watching your stuff and it would work and it was sticking.
Yeah.
It wasn't working and then disappearing after a couple of weeks. It
was an automotive company.
Later, it's still working.
Yeah, we have an automotive company down in the Florida area, in Sarasota, in that area. They have 6 locations. They're closing between 40 and 50 now, every single month from AI, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that's not AI traffic. That's AI closes. So it's insane how powerful it can be.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts. And I will definitely, if whoever built this with a one-click website, I'll take a look at it and definitely probably wind up using it mainly because, if it's much easier. My thing is too, it's like I could ask you questions about it, but it's like, so with this builder, can you, for example, is it built on WordPress?
Mm-hmm.
See, that was always everybody would go high level. For example, you just go high level and it's built on WordPress. So like, can you export it from WordPress? Can you export it in a WordPress file? Yes. Okay. Okay, then we can use it. But sometimes you'll get people that do the sites. You can't export that shit on a WordPress. You can tell me you can export the files, but that don't mean you can export it on WordPress. But I just clicked on this is a WordPress built system and it's SEO ready.
Yeah, we had a base site that I made for a friend who was launching a company. I didn't even change the content and he's ranking in AI #1, like hard #1. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, we get between 20 and 30 calls from the website. I'm like, he's in year 2 and he's already hit goal. It's like 2 months into his season. And I'm like, dude, you want to do SEO on this now? He goes, yeah, we need to. And I'm talking like best friend from college. We still hang out kind of thing. I'm like, yeah, we'll keep pushing it. He's like, let's just wait a little bit. I'm like, we're still new. We only got 2 people, but I'm like, well, you've already hit goal for the year. So let me know if you want to hire more and do that kind of stuff. He's like, all right, next time I see you, let's start. Like, okay. Cause I see him in about a month. So
yeah, that's definitely, because a lot of times, you've been along, go high level. Oh, it's amazing, fast website. Yeah. Show me one that's for chiropractor in Dallas, Texas. It's ranking good for SEO. Oh, they can't do that. No one can do that. But it's like now you got stuff like you're talking about. It's like it built a damn website in less than a day and it's ranking. That's insane.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't ranking same day, but it did end up ranking very well.
Started ranking. It's like, and a lot of people would just be like, well, I can build a go high level site or whatever platform they want to use, and they can be ranking. And it's just like, okay, what niche, what city, stuff like that. Are they getting better than that? Are they getting clients and phone calls, which you're already talking about? Yeah, they're getting clients and phone calls and all that. So that's awesome, because I could care less. I tell people all the time, I could care less how many keywords it's ranking for. Are you getting phone calls? Are you getting paying clients? That's what I want to know.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's the stuff that matters right there. Are you making money out of my efforts? That's the stuff that mattered. I shot you a screenshot. That's an example. That's a one-click website we've been working on for about a year.
yeah,
And that's the results from it.
hopefully
And
you
we've
share.
just done basic stuff. It's another SEO. It's actually his wife's business. Oh, we're going to share it. All right, there you go.
So just to show you guys this, it's 342 calls made. This is brand new, up 178%.
Yeah.
So that's nuts. I mean, that's awesome. Not just nuts, that's awesome. But when I say that's nuts, that's what I mean. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going. I'm pretty sure this is the same guy. He had messaged me, or I messaged him before, and I was just kind of like, I don't know about that yet with the website thing, but I'm definitely going to check it out now that I got you telling me about it. Because people come around and say stuff all the time, you just don't know.
All the time. Yeah.
Like, especially in the marketing world, is this a shiny object or is this the real deal?
Wait till you see the agent on the inside. Because when you said about customization, there's what is it called? An angelic agent. He's the super master coder guy. I'm just a guy who knows stuff. But he has it on the inside where if you want to make edits, you can do it manually because it's just WordPress, nothing else. So no bloat. Yeah. Or you could just go to the AI and say, hey, let's go ahead and install this plugin and do this. Or, hey, I don't like this. Put this here instead.
The main thing I've seen, even with the one guy, he uses Sonic, was, okay, it has all the stuff in there, but all the images I know are 100% AI. Mm-hmm. And the only thing is, though, it's like, well, even with that, honestly, it still cuts your time down a lot. Mm-hmm. And all you got to do is go in and you replace those images as if they're placeholders.
Yep.
You replace them with legitimate pictures, and you can send that in. You could literally send that website to your client and go, here's the finished website. I just need you to review it and send me over the images you want on each page. And then once you get the images, you can simply replace it. So to me, it makes it makes a lot of sense to start using. That's one of those cases where I'd say, yeah, I could definitely see AI helping out, especially with lead generation, especially with building out websites and stuff like that. Because even in today's world, it's like you don't really need to pay. I mean, I remember one of the first websites I came in, and the guy had paid $10,000 for the damn website, and I built it on WordPress in like 4 days, and cost them a couple $100. It's like people actually pay $10,000 for a website. Mm-hmm. Just like it blew my mind.
Or more, a lot more, actually.
Yeah. I've seen some of the bills and stuff, and it's just I can't fathom it. I just can't fathom why people pay that kind of money. Well, except the fact they just have the money to spend.
Well, we are working with a very high-end lender who only works with with military contracts. They fill the void, and we were building them a custom site using a third party, and they came back with their thing, and they're like, that's cool. And I clicked out, and I had a one-click of theirs up and going, just to be like, hey, we can look at like this or like this, whatever you prefer. We're really pushing the custom. And he's like, whoa, go back to the other one. And I showed him the one click in red, which to match his brand. And he goes, I want this one. I'm like, this is just a quick one that I threw together just in case we didn't get the custom one back fast enough. And he goes, that one looks good, though. It looks really classy. And I'm like, okay. So instead of going the long rabbit hole that we thought was going to end up being about $1,000, $2,000 for a custom site, he's like, no, we're going with the one click. And they were extraordinarily happy with it. Now, they did some heavy editing, but at the end of the day, they're one of the leaders. I'm not going to mention their name because it's a buddy of mine's client. I just helped with the web design, but I was like, really? Are they still with you? Yeah, they love the site. They're really happy with it.
Yeah, I just looked at the pricing. I mean, it's fucking insane. You're talking about what, 25 websites for $197 a month, and that's pennies. I mean, for an agency, it's pennies.
Yeah, for he does have like a baller tier. I don't know what it is right now because he's kind of redoing it. But he has people paying a lot more that get a lot more features, like custom ones that they get and stuff of that nature. But
Yeah,
I'm
all I
waiting
see
for
right
version 2
now
to
is
settle.
he has the starter, which is 3 sites a month, and then he has
Mhm.
the other one 10 sites a month, and then the other one 25. I mean, at our max, I was doing close to 50 sites a month at
Mhm.
our max when and we were just popping websites out crazy. This is before AI came around, so. But yeah, for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, if you want me to share it, it's this right here. It's one-click website and .ai, so it's all built on AI. But the pricing, which I was trying to show you, and I'm not Sean's, he's not getting anything for this. I'm not getting anything for it. I was just curious, and we've been talking about it, so why not?
Yeah.
Bulk, and he even mentioned bulk lead generation, which is what I was saying. Is like, imagine if you're an agency and you want to know how you can get leads. There are so many people on Google, and I teach this method. You literally go on Google, and basically find the people. There's other ways of doing it besides manually, which I'm not getting into, but you can scrape and find who doesn't have websites, then build all of them out websites, then message every fucking one of them. And here's a website for you I built for you for free. And then they're going, only thing you need to pay for is hosting and your domain name, and they'll do that. And then maybe even upsell them on some other things like GMB, Google My Business Management, or SEO, or whatever, or just whatever. Think outside the box. But yeah, appreciate it, Sean. I will definitely take a look at that. And I was actually going to look at the other one, and but this one that looks good. And I've had, like I said, I've seen it before, but it's kind of like, is it good as it says it is? So, but
I like it.
definitely appreciate it. And if you like it, I know it's legit because you've been around this for a while, and I've followed you for a while. So, but I appreciate it. Thank you for coming on today, and I will definitely take a look at that, and I'll let you know what I think. And
Awesome.
I'd like to have you, back on whenever we can. I do start up GMB Pro, so if you ever want to come in and talk about local SEO or Facebook ads or anything like that, I'm glad to have you back in and stuff. We had stopped GMB Pros for a while, but we're ramping it back up. So, but
Awesome. We'll stay in touch for it.
I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much, and you guys be blessed and have a great day.